In this video, I'll take you through how you can create lead forms and run Facebook ads. And once anybody fills their information in that form, that information is collected inside a Google Sheet. And as soon as that is collected, this automation is going to run and it's going to make a call to your customer using VAPI. And then it's going to collect the post-call analysis back to your Google Sheet. And in this way, you can choose to book meetings with only the qualified leads while the AI does all the heavy lifting for you in the background, and also calling people as soon as they show any interest in your service or business, which is very important because every hour that is passed without calling the customer who expressed any interest in your business, that is a lost opportunity. And I'll also prove it to you that how deploying all of this is going to save you at least 100K every single year in your business. Now I know there are a lot of clickbait YouTube videos claiming the same thing, that they are making automations worth millions of dollars. But the main difference between those and this video is going to be, I have no paid Skool Community that you have to be a paid member of to get this automation. I am not going to sell this automation to you. In fact, I'll give you the whole workflow of this automation right in the description. And not only that, I have divided this video into 3 parts. In part 1, I'll tell you what the actual real problem of real estate lead qualification automation is, why it is valuable. In the second part, I'll teach you how to actually create the whole automation with n8n and VAPI or Retail or any voice AI platform that you prefer. And in the last part, I'll tell you the whole ROI calculation of all of this, and how when I say it's saving over 100K for every single business, that claim is actually true. And as a bonus, I'll also tell you a shortcut method so that you don't have to deal with all of these manual automations of n8n and VAPI and creating campaigns and whatnot. You can just sign up for a Whitelabel platform and you can start offering these kind of solutions to your customers on day one. So if you still think it's something fake, remember there are people in the world who still think AI is just a fad and automations are just fantasies, and you and I both know how true is that. Okay, so let's now jump to what the problem is. The problem we are trying to tackle is of real estate lead qualification. And the reason that problem exists is because if you are a real estate agent, you reach out to a lot of people, and unfortunately majority of them are unqualified leads. Now that leads to time waste because you have to talk to every single person personally and then figure out if they are qualified or unqualified. Now what's the solution for that? The solution for that is automated AI lead qualification, which is exactly what you are going to learn in this video. And this will be the process of how this automation will work. So for example, you are running a Facebook ad campaign, and that usually is a lead form ad campaign. Don't worry, I'll explain everything in a bit, how to create those lead forms and how to actually run those campaigns. But for now, let's assume that you or your client is running a lead forms campaign, and a lot of people are filling those lead forms with their details like name, phone numbers, emails. And then once those leads are collected, you are then calling them one by one. Now there are 2 problems here. First is that you have to manually call them, and most of them might be unqualified, and that leads to wastage of your time. Second is you can't call everybody within few seconds or within few minutes of them filling a lead form. And every single minute that is lost by not calling them is opportunity cost that you can't afford to have, because every single minute, every single hour that lead doesn't hear back from you, the chances of them converting becomes less and less. And you don't want that as a business owner. So the workflow for this automation is going to be the lead fills the form and the AI automatically calls them within few seconds of that form filling, because that way your information and your ad is still fresh in their minds, which is going to get lost otherwise, because life is busy, people get busy, and they are more likely to forget about you if you don't call them right away. And once the AI calls and qualifies them, it can only book meetings with the qualified people in that pipeline, and hence you will save not only time but a lot of money in this process. And this is why, because I define cost in 2 ways. One is time cost and one is opportunity cost. And here is a quick ROI calculation of how much you will save or how much you will earn if you're deploying these kind of automations. So assuming your hourly value of time is $50, which is quite conservative in my opinion, and you're working 8 hours a day, and I'm assuming 20 days a month. That's a very conservative assumption that I'm taking. Even then, you are actually spending $8,000 of your time and money at least every single month, right? But if an AI is working for you, that AI is going to cost you only $200 to $400 a month, which is going to do the work of $8,000 of you as a human who would have otherwise done the same exact thing. So assuming you would have spent $8,000 and now you're spending only $400, your monthly saving is going to be $7,600 by deploying this AI automation, and that turns to $91,200 per year. And while you are doing this, I assume that since the AI is able to qualify those people, you are only spending 4 hours of your day and not the whole 8 hours to talk to those qualified people and generating business. So in that sense, and you are saving 960 hours every single year. And if I multiply that by the amount of cost that your time is, in this case, I have assumed $50, you are saving at least $48,000 of your time and money every single year. And if I add this, and you're saving well above 100K, and the number is 139,200 to be precise. This is the saving that you will do if you're deploying this agent, and you can also say that you will earn this money back which you would have otherwise wasted. So once this is clear that this is actually valuable, this is not a fad, this is not something that is unachievable, let's go back to the technical things. Let me just introduce myself once again. My name is Rish and I run these two things. One is this channel where I give out all my learnings of business and automation completely for free. I don't have any paid community that you have to be a member to access anything. It's all there on my YouTube channel. And I also run a company called TalkFlow AI, in which we develop and deploy VoiceAI agents for businesses for both outbound and inbound use cases. And the only way I actually get people to contact me is the consultation link that is in the description. So if you are somebody who wants a one-on-one consultation with me, feel free to get in touch with me. Okay, so let's set everything from the scratch. I am in my Facebook ads manager and I'm at the campaign level. So as you know, these automations only work with the lead form, because when somebody submits their lead, it has to trigger some automation and then the call will happen and then the post call analysis will be done. So the first step in this process is having a lead form that people can fill in that can trigger the automation. So this is the usual screen that you see when you sign into your Facebook accounts. You have to go to all tools and here you can go to instant forms. So once you do that, you will be taken to this place where you would have all your forms that you have created. Otherwise, it will be just a blank screen if you have not created any form. In that case, you can just create a form like here, and you can have a form that can have all your questions, whatever you want to ask for your lead qualification. The usual questions are always email, name, and in our case, we also have to have a phone number in this field. Once this is created, it will be shown right here as your lead form. So if I open this one, this will show you that this is my lead form. And you can see there are email, full name and phone number that you can answer or you can fill in. And then it will take you to a privacy policy submit button. And then once you click submit, that lead is taken inside our Facebook leads database. Now the next step is how you connect every single lead to trigger something in your automation. And for that, we have to come here, which is the CRM Setup section inside our lead ad forms. In here, I have put this integration with a Google Sheet, which I have created right here that you can see, It's a simple name, email, and phone, and you can connect it very easily. You just have to make a simple Google Sheet, copy the address, and paste the address right here, and it will automatically connect everything. These fields will be mapped automatically by Facebook whenever somebody fills my lead form, right? So our setup for the lead form is totally complete. Now the next step is to create a VAPI AI agent that will trigger that call and talk to our client on our behalf. For that, here is my VAPI account, and this is my assistant prompt for this particular use case. You can have anything else depending upon what are your qualification criterias, you know, and then you just have to link a number to your VAPI account. You can create a phone number, you can have a free VAPI number, or you can import from Twilio, OneEdge, Telnix, or your own SIP trunk. Usually, connecting a Twilio number or any third party is recommended because you don't know if these numbers are going to get marked as spam, which are free VAPI numbers and which usually do. And this is why they are free, right? So once you have done these two things, one is creating your agent and having all these settings. I think these settings are pretty much standard that you would know if you are using any kind of voice AI service. If you don't, you can watch any of my other videos, which I'll link to down below, in which I have explained how to create these assistants in detail. So once this is done, go to VAPI Docs and go to the create call option, because this is the only thing that you need to have to create the call. And inside here, you have to add your API key, which I have added. And then you have to choose your assistant ID, which you will get from here. If this is your assistant, this is your assistant ID. Just copy that and paste it right here. And then you have to add your phone number ID. Your phone number ID would be, you go to your phone numbers, and this would be your phone number ID. So you put that phone number ID right here, and then you have to have a number that you will fetch from your lead form. In this case, I'm just adding my phone number for this demo, but you will fetch this dynamically via that lead form. So just to give you an example, let me send this request, and sending this request will initiate the call to my number, right? So let's send this request and let's wait for the call to come. There we have, the call is coming. Let's see.
Call from Software Solutions. You have a few minutes to chat about. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. Thanks for taking the time. To get started, are you currently looking to invest in new software solutions, or are you exploring options to improve your existing system?
So you just saw that I just sent a request and my call is triggered, and that is exactly what we are going to do inside our n8n automations. So this is my blank n8n automation sheet, and the first step, which is a trigger step for our automation, should be whenever a new row is added to our Google Sheet through the lead form completion. So to add the first step, we will search for sheets, and we have to trigger this automation when a row is added, right? So we click here, we create a new credential, and we sign in with Google, and our connection is successful. Leads, and the sheet would be sheet number 1, and the trigger would be row added, right? So for the test event, let's just add a lead. Let's say test at email.com, and phone number could be, right? So this is what it is, and if I run it, it should give me these things, which is exactly what we want. Now the next step would be to have all these API calls inside an HTTP node, which we will select right here, HTTP request. And now instead of manually typing all of this, what we will do is we'll just copy this curl and come here and click on import curl and just import all of this. So within 1 second, all of the details are now imported. Now the only thing we need to change is the phone number, because this is the number that we have to dynamically fetch from our database. So we have to put in this number from here and just verify. No, this is not at the correct place. We have to change this to here, right? So now the number is absolutely correct. Now this step is done for the HTTP request. Let me rename it to VAPI call module, right? Now this will trigger when you have your entry inside the Google Sheet, and then it will automatically call that phone number with a defined agent in your VAPI account. And in the end, we can also have like a post call analysis, which is what will be filled against these names as per the conversation the agent had with these. So we can have, let's say, post call summary right here, and it will put all that summary inside this section, right? Now I can't do that post call summary right here because for that I have to have some data inside this node, and that will only happen once a call is made. So let's make a call, and then I will also tell you how to add that post call summary right inside this cell. So now let's try to execute the workflow, and when I do that, it should be able to schedule a call, and the call should be coming right about now, right?
Welcome, Solution. Do you have a few minutes to chat about how we might to accept step one to send a voicemail? Right.
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
Okay, this is Alex with Thank you for your time. Actually, I'm Alex with Home Realty, a real estate agency. I'm here to assist you with buying, selling, or exploring real estate options. Could you tell me if you're currently looking to buy a property, sell one, or just exploring your options?
Yeah, I'm trying to buy one.
That sounds great. Are you looking for a home to move into quickly, or is your timeline more quick?
Yeah, I'm trying to move in quickly as possible.
I can see why moving quickly is important to you. Do you have a budget range in mind for the property you're interested in?
Maybe 1 million.
Thank you for sharing that. A budget of $1 million gives us a good framework to find some great options for you. Given what you've shared about your goals and budget, I think you benefit from speaking with one of our agents who can provide personalized listings and guidance. Can we arrange a time for a follow up conversation with them?
Sure.
Thank you. Since this is a demo call, I'm not able to actually set up a meeting for you, but I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we share helpful tips and market updates to support your home buying journey. If you have any other questions or need assistance,
So, like you heard, subscribe to the channel right now because a lot of valuable things are coming in, right? So, once this is done, we have to get the post call analysis from again the VAPI API, and for that, we have to look for something called as call ID, which is here, right? So I copy the call ID, I go back to the VAPI documentation, and here we have to select for list calls. Okay. So now once list call is done, we have to try it, and here we have to enter the call ID, which is going to be right this one. And if I put the call ID as send a request, I should get all the details about that call, whatever happened. So let me copy this curl and go back to our agent, and then another node would be HTTP request, and here I'll import the curl and paste everything. I'll import like this, and if I execute first, wait, before I execute this, I have to pin these nodes because otherwise it's gonna execute all of them again. So I'm gonna execute this, and it's gonna give me all these details like summary, transcript, and recording URL, all of that. And now I can update my Google Sheet with these informations. So we have to go for update row in a sheet, and from here select, and from list we have sheet 1, and inside the columns we have to set summary as post call summary, right? And now if I execute this, it's going to fill up the post call summary right here. So if I do it right now, Okay, so I have some error. The column to match on should be, so maybe we can have the phone number or email as the column to match, and let's say we have the email. Okay, so we have the email and we're going to put email here, and this is going to match which column is going to get the post call summary. So if I save it and I run it, it should run, and we should have a post call summary like this, exactly what just happened in my call. So this is the complete automation. This is exactly what it looks like. It's not those heavily complicated setups which requires a lot of AI nodes, OpenAI graphs, MCPs, nothing. This is a simple workflow which is actually deployed in businesses right now, which is making actual money, and using which, if you are a real estate agent yourself, you can save over 130K a year, which I just proved. And if you are somebody who's selling these to your client, even if you charge 10% of what they save in a year, that's $13,000 worth of this automation. And this is what makes simple but useful automations very, very valuable. Now, if you have watched so far, it's clear that you are serious about either having automation run inside your business or selling these automations to other people as an agency. In either case, I would invite you to look at this product, which is called VoiceAI Wrapper, in which you can add any of these voice platforms like VAPI, Retail, 11 Labs, or DeepGram, and you can have your own white label solution which can run campaigns for you, which can do all the automations for you inside one single interface. And you can also onboard multiple clients and make your whole automation voice AI agency starting from day one. And it literally requires you 30 minutes of setting up from ground zero to making your AI agency live. And as a special gift for you, because you stayed so far in the video, if you sign up with my link in the description, you'll also get a 10% off from their pricing plan. And the pricing plans start from only $29. And they also have a full 10-day trial, which doesn't even require a credit card setup. So everything right now is in your favor. And by now, if you think this video was useful, give it a like, probably subscribe to my channel, because I have nothing to sell you. I don't have any paid Skool Community that you have to be a member of to access any of this knowledge, because I believe everything should be accessible to everybody. And on that thought, I'll also put in the JSON code of this exact automation in the description below as well. So just you'll have everything, play around, see what works. And if you actually need my help, the link to book one-on-one consultations would also be in the description. So that's for this video. I'll see you in the next one.